The season's not over.
Thank God.
Shanahan will address the media today at 3 p.m. The players will get back in the room. They'll get their recovery, rehab. They have an extra day of rest against the Lions, and now we get to break down the Lions. So the season's not over. The lockers won't be cleaned out this week. You got to get ready for a game. And guess what? The NFC Championship logo will be painted on the field. The red paint will return in the end zones. And Detroit hasn't won a road playoff game in quite some time. It's been a while for them. Now, they've got a brief history with the 49ers in the playoffs. It's not much of a history. Hell, the Lions don't have much of a history when you think about their franchise and what's going on with them. But look at this. The Detroit Lions, they've lost 11 straight road playoff games. It's the longest streak in NFL history. Now, they haven't been in the playoffs much, and history has no bearing on this game whatsoever on Sunday. History has nothing to do with it. Now, the Niners have not lost a home game against the Lions since 1975. 1975. But again, history, I don't think it had any bearing or history, any impact on this game whatsoever on Sunday. It's all about the guys up front. Will this pass rush, led by Nick Bosa, get home? Or will they let that Lions offensive line that is physical, nasty, and mean? Will they let them get downhill on them and create running lanes for Gibbs and Montgomery? We'll see. We'll see. But you know what? The Niners are not going home, folks. They have another game. The Green Bay Packers, they're cleaning out their lockers today. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're already in Cabo. The Rams, they're in the DR. They're chilling somewhere. They're not playing football. The Dallas Cowboys just rehire Mike McCarthy. So I think we're in a good spot this Monday morning as a 49er fan. Think about the alternatives. You could be Buffalo.
Poor Buffalo.
Think about how miserable their winter is about to get.
Poor Buffalo.
You could be the Texans.
It just got suffocated in the second half.
You could be the Cowboys.
Tampa.
You could be Tampa.
Ran out of gas.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're not. You're in the Final Four.
I know we've got all week to break down Detroit and the 49ers, but when I saw this come across the timeline, I believe it was you that sent it to the group thread, 1957, last time the Niners and the Detroit Lions, squared off. It's one of the worst comeback wins for the Detroit Lions and then one of the worst losses for the 49ers. Right. A 20-point comeback in that game back in the 1950s. Y.A. Tittle was the quarterback. Hugh McElhaney had like a 60-yard run, and then they ended up getting a field goal. I go way back with this one. This is fun. This is an old-school matchup.
66 years since the Lions have won a playoff game on the road. Now it's in the 1957 NFL championship game. The Lions will go on to beat the Cleveland Browns for the World Championship. Now, the Niners and Lions did have a playoff game in 1983. At Candlestick Park. It was a week before the Niners lost to the Washington Redskins in the NFC title game. They were down 21-0. They came back. They caught a terrible defensive hold / pass interference on Ronnie Lott. Redskins went on to lose the Super Bowl to the Raiders. But in the divisional round, the Lions were up 23-17. Montana leads a game-winning drive. Eddie Murray, the longtime Lions kicker, Eddie Murray shaped one wide right in 1983 Candlestick Park. It was a chip shot field goal. Lions did not win. They lose 24-23 Candlestick Park. So that's the last time these two teams played the playoff game against each other.
It's hard for me to even, I know we're ways away. We're going to keep digesting the Packer game. I have zero ill will toward the Detroit Lions. I can't feel any negative emotions whatsoever. It feels like America will be rooting for them.
Oh, yeah. It's America versus the 49ers. Everybody wants the Niners to lose this Sunday. And you know what? They've got a great thing going on in Detroit. The story of Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, building that thing. And we're going to get the Detroit superfan on. Remember, we talked to him before the first game that Dan Campbell ever coached, and they just wanted new hope. Well, they have a lot of hope. And if you look at their locker room speech, Dan Campbell said, that's 2 down. We have 2 more to go with the bye week in between. They're coming here to win, folks. This ain't just, hey, we feel good to be back in the NFC title game. The Detroit Lions, they bring something to the table that we haven't seen all season long. So Ross Tucker, who's going to join Steiny Guru later in the week, he said Santa Clara doesn't know what's coming. As if Detroit is these world beaters. So by the time Friday rolls around, I'll find everybody something to hate about when it comes to Detroit.
Okay. All right.
Ill will as of now? No, I feel good about the win on Saturday. But I will find some ill will. I'll find something to be mad about when it comes to Detroit Lions. I guarantee you that.
Going back to Green Bay, what was the element in the game that for you was shocking while watching? Like, what was the part of the game? A phase for the Niners, Packers? Was there something that happened that took you by surprise?
The lack of a pass rush.
Yeah.
And a lack of run defense. Very alarmed at Nick Bosa, Armstead, Hargrave, Chase Young, Gregory, Day, Kinlaw. Very shocked that they allowed Green Bay to control the tempo and control the line of scrimmage. Very surprised at this defensive line. Very disappointed in this defensive line. All the resources that John Lynch has pumped into this defensive line. Yeah. And you got the best D-line coach, Chris Kosaric, on the football field, and you can't get home, and you can't stop the run. That, to me, was the most disappointing aspect of the football game.
I don't know. The play calling offensively, when Debo goes out, it felt like to me they went more 3 wide receiver sets than I'd seen in a long time. A lot of empty sets, and I just thought we were passing way too much. I mean, 40 dropbacks, 40-plus dropbacks, as he had about 5 or 6 scramble runs, Brock Purdy. That's just way too many in a one-score game. With this team, when we are led by the run game, like that is what our ethos is as a team. We are going to run over the left side every time that we can, and we're going to continue to pound it and feed CMC. I just thought we went away from that, and I was really surprised how little they ran.
Yeah, Shanahan, he discussed it after the game. He was talking about Brock Purdy being very comfortable in empty sets, and that's what he did at college, and he wanted to cater to Brock Purdy and whatnot. So, look, the game plan was a little off-kilter, but you also got to remember Matt LaFleur knows Shanahan inside and out. The Packers know the Niners inside and out. It's almost like it was a divisional game because we've seen Green Bay so many times over the past few years that they know what's coming. They know the slants are coming, and it's another area I'm going to add to whatever I just said here about the pass rush and the run defense. Throw it outside the numbers. Everything, for the most part, was slants, in routes. Everything was just so congested over the middle of the field. I would like to see the 49ers, especially this week against Detroit, take more chances outside the numbers, on the sideline, deep down the field. Now, again, it was raining a little bit, but it wasn't like pouring and dumping. Their lack of aggressiveness going outside the numbers, that was another area I want to see the Niners clean up this Sunday.
Well, who's winning matchups on that side? Not because I know we're going to point to the quarterback.
There was just not a lot of routes ran outside the numbers.
That's what you're saying.
A lot of drags and a lot of in routes. But even then, there was a couple times Brandon Ayuk broke free, or Juwan Jennings, or even Raymond McLeod on that play where there's a miscommunication. I would like to see guys throw outside the numbers a little more, create some pass plays outside the numbers down the field.
Yeah, like if I was going to give out game balls from this one, obviously Brock Purdy's fourth quarter was outstanding. I would give it, though, to Juwan Jennings. I thought Juwan Jennings had some huge plays in the pass game that were just – he had a big third down conversion on an quick out, 5-yard out pass, and then obviously the big catch that he had over the middle. That was the layered throw from him, and then some of his blocks were incredible. I thought he was ready to answer the bell when Deebo Samuel went out. And then the other side, obviously Dre Greenlaw is going to get a game ball from most people. I thought Deommodore Lenoir was really good too.
How about this? Some breaking news here with the Detroit Lions. You can play it. Go ahead.
95.7 The Game, breaking news.
I'll give you a reason to hate the Detroit Lions. Because Danville native Zach Ertz, 3-time Pro Bowler, tight end, is signing with the Detroit Lions today. Ertz will start on the practice squad with plans to potentially elevate him for the NFC Championship game, a boost for the final stretch. So Sam Laporta may be a little banged up.
Because of that knee.
But they're signing Zach Ertz, so another playmaker for the Detroit Lions. Zach Ertz going to the Lions.
Interesting.
Could he come sign with the 49ers?
I wanted him.
Monta Vista High School, you don't want to come back home, buddy? Come on, man.